These distortions that somebody was called and to be disciplined, and he scored 2-0 to the SG, are basically a total distortion of the facts on the table. And Panyaza explained himself to the officials about the issues that we raised with him as the officials, and that was it. And his explanation from where he come from, that he was distorted from podcasts he attended and the utterances he has made in public, he clarified himself to those issues. And we don't doubt his bona fides to this extent. So we have accepted his explanation, but we have the responsibility as the ANC that discipline and democratic centralism run supreme. Where somebody can just wake up and do things and to the detriment of the organization. And we did not have to second guess Panyaza.
The ANC Youth League marches to the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, calling for economic change and youth empowerment. But in the midst of it all, there's a power struggle brewing. Panyaza Lesufi in front and center, while the ANC's General Secretary, Fikile Mbalula, watches closely, maybe even feeling the heat. Is this about the youth, or is it political maneuvering? Greetings everyone, it's Kondos from Inkari. It's time. Today we're dissecting the recent ANC Youth League march to the JSE and Panyaza Lesufi's involvement. We'll dig into why he was there, what his critics are saying, and how Fikile Mbalula, the ANC Secretary General, seems to be feeling the pressure. Let's break it all down. So, what was this march all about? On October 11, 2024, the ANC Youth League organized a march to the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, demanding economic transformation and more opportunities for young South Africans. As a symbol of economic power, the JSE became their target for pushing a message of change.
We would have marched to the JSE in 2011 as the Youth League. This was a follow-up march to say what would have happened to our issues that we would have raised 13 years ago. And we are saying this is the last time we march to the JSE, demanding what should be a responsibility of those companies listed there. And further than this, there should be action on their part, failure for which we are left with no options but to take a clear mandate from the youth of this country that they are tired of the unemployment that is confronting them and the poverty that is confronting all the youth of this country. So today what we're doing there at JSE, marching from Johannesburg to Sentin, was to demonstrate our anger and frustration as young people. Correctly as put by our president, this is just a warning shot, and what we could do at a bare minimal to demonstrate our anger. Further than this, we'll do bigger than this, and it may not be controlled if the issue of unemployment is not resolved. We don't know how we will control the youth as well, because they're very angry and they're frustrated, they are unemployed, they are on the streets, they are on drugs. Everything that is wrong in this country affects young people. Everything that is a social ill affects young people. Now, there's no way we can, we as the leaders of young people, can tolerate or find a way to manage that crisis going forward. We would have to lead these young people to the prosperity which they desire, which is economic freedom. And that is exactly what we're doing today.
If by December there is no clear direction, we have resolved that I'm going to install myself as the president of this country. It is clear that we can live better than them. We told them We want young people in corridors of power. Now, basajala ngathi basinika uDeputy Minister nyana we-Labour. Umsebenzi wakhe akwenza amatiya responsibility what have deployed the youth. What have demanded 50% of.
And right alongside the Youth League was Panyaza Lesufi, Premier of Gauteng and Chairperson of the ANC in Gauteng. He came to show solidarity, standing with the youth in their call for economic reform. But many are asking, what's the real story here? Some people think they can do as they please, but they must remember the ANC has structures and processes. This is not the time for individuals to promote their own agenda. Those words from Fikile Mbalula sound like they are aimed at someone, right? Some say it's a direct shot at Lesufi, hinting at tensions within the ANC. Could it be that Lesufi's participation in this match is seen as a challenge to the party's central leadership?
Pick up these things. So I call him and I say, Panyaza, don't behave like Solima Paila. He's an ICCP General Secretary. We are in the ANC here. GNU, we discussed and agreed with it. And then there are these insinuations. What you are doing borders on ill discipline, breaking the constitution of the ANC and bringing it into disrepute. Explain yourself. I've given him that platform, called him to the officials. He explained himself for less than 5 minutes.
And it's sorted now?
There was never an issue to be sorted. He explained himself and his explanations were accepted by all of us. And then we left him to go. But if he thinks he will run a campaign against the Secretary General of the ANC, he must mind his steps, because we will act. We will never tolerate rogueness in the organization. That we will never allow.
Are you insinuating that he's rogue?
No, I'm saying we will not allow rogueness in the ANC. If he has decided to run a campaign against me as the Secretary General of the ANC, defacing the Secretary General of the organization, and doing it perpetually, despite the fact that we are engaging and we talked politically and settled matters, we will have to see how to get around that. We will never allow anarchy, because we are running organization, and our running of the organization is informed by the principles of democratic centralism. And democratic centralism dictates that when a decision is taken by the upper structure, the lower structures must follow in line. Worst of all, when you are a ex officio member. So, me and Panyaza at a personal level, we are okay. KDK. Panyaza and Gauteng, we are fine. There is no problem between. We are examining the state of organization to reinforce them, to build the organization, but we must not allow rogueness to creep in the ANC.
Lesufi's critics are quick to question the optics of this event. They point out the irony of a ruling party protesting against itself. Think about it. ANC marching on the ANC to ask the ANC to stop the ANC from destroying the economy. Sound confusing, right? That's Musmaimani of Bosa. Some call this Lesufi's project, a way to show that he has the youth behind him. Others believe it's a signal to Mbalula that he can rally support and influence within the party. It's a classic case of politics within politics. But beyond the power struggles, let's not forget the bigger picture: economic transformation in Gauteng. As Premier, Lesufi has a clear interest in seeing more opportunities for black-owned businesses and the youth. The demands from the Youth League align with his agenda: job creation, investment in youth-owned businesses, and economic reform. His presence at the march signals support for these changes, but the criticism still hangs in the air. Is this really about change, or is it about positioning himself for more influence within the ANC? We must remain disciplined and follow the path of the movement, not of individuals who think they can change the direction of this party. It's clear that Mbalula sees Lesufi's moves as potential disruptive. But is he threatened? Many believe he is, seeing Lesufi as a rising figure within the ANC, who might be challenging the old guard. After all, politics is all about numbers and influence, and Lesufi's showing up with the Youth League sends a strong message.
Question to answer, but the most biggest thing is this. Let's accept the ANC was infiltrated. Period. It was infiltrated big time. And never did we expose these spies. And it doesn't stop by spies spying on you to get arrested during the struggle times. They manifest themselves within the organization. They grow within the organization. They become leaders within the organization. My thinking today, we are led without question by spies. I'm very clear on that one. I can go to any court to stand up on that one. From the behavior of spies during the time of the struggle to their continued work within the ANC today.
So, what does this all mean for the ANC, the Youth League, and South Africa's economic future? Are we seeing a genuine push for change, or is this just another chapter in the internal power struggles of the ANC? For many young South Africans, this march represents their struggle for a fair shot at economic opportunities. But for some within the ANC, it might also be about who holds the key to power and influence. The big question is, will these demands translate into real policy shift or just more internal ANC drama?
Because we have reached a stage in the organization, like the ANC, where people think they can do as they wish. The National Executive Committee was very clear that we must stamp the authority. And where, if necessary, discipline people, discipline comrades. And that's what we're doing. That's why we called the likes of Panyaza to account for their statements. We will not stop. It's not going to stop. I will do it, including taking people to DC.
At the end of the day, the ANC Youth League's march and Panyaza Lesufi's role in it have raised more questions than answers. Is this the start of a new movement within the ANC, or just more political theater? Let's hear what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you like this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any updates from Inkari. It's time. Catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching and take care.